Hi everyone, Rene Bastarache here, and today I'd like to speak to you about the number one reason why your hypnosis business will fail. You know, we have lots of people calling us on a weekly basis and emailing us saying, we're having such a hard time with our business. How do we get leads? How do I grow it? What can I do to get more business? And it goes on and on. Well, that's what this is going to be about. And I found that as a result of people graduating, they fall in one of three categories. Number one are the people that go on to do business and are super successful. They're the ones I don't hear from too much because they're doing really well. They're expanding, they're growing. Number two are those that took the course just for self-help, take care of themselves and their families. So I don't really hear from them too much either because they're not trying to grow a business. And number three are those that fail miserably. Those are the ones that I hear from. So this is the reason for this video. I'm going to be speaking primarily of group number three, okay? Now, the main thing that they don't seem to get is that you're 50-50 in this area. Number one, you're 50% a hypnotherapist because you graduated or a hypnotist. And number two on this side, okay, is you're 50% a marketer. Hypnotherapist, marketer. If you don't have both of them in equal volume, if you're not marketing a lot of the time, if you're not doing a lot of marketing, I can't say this enough, knock, 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 you're not going to succeed. A lot of times I even say you're a marketer before you're a hypnosis practitioner. And that's not just for us, for hypnotists. That's for Reiki practitioners, NLP practitioners, yoga, pretty much anything you do. As a self-employed person, as an entrepreneur, which we are, if you don't market, you're basically signing the death sentence of your business. You need to market. Now, I want you to know that I'm not just spouting this off for you to learn, okay? I learned this important lesson myself. I've been doing hypnosis for over 20 years now. Back when I started as a practitioner, I tried everything for marketing. I did the newspapers, which is pretty much the bread and butter, and they're still big now. But back then, I had those big square block ads in yellow pages all the way from up here in the coastal area of Maine, New Hampshire, and Massachusetts. Yeah, I was in like 8 of these, spending about between $700 and $900 a month just in yellow page ads. Now, that worked then, but it doesn't work now. In fact, I had a practitioner a while back, probably about 3 years ago. She says, oh, there's another hypnosis practitioner in my city. This was in New York, and they're spending, I think they were spending like $700 a month in a block ad. And she says, and I want to beat them, so I'm going to do the same thing and have a competing ad. And I'm like, don't do it, don't do it. This is when Yellow Pages started to go out. Well, she did that, and within about 2 years, she went out of business because she couldn't afford to keep up with the contract. So there's some things that work great at some times, and there's some that are dogs. So you need to know what's in, what's out. It's constantly searching, constantly doing things. I had something similar to this happen when Raluca and I moved to Philadelphia, I'd say, about 12 years ago, 10 years ago. It was around then. We decided, we just went to a new city, didn't know anything about it, had done no pre-advertising, pre-research, not a good idea. So we decided to get a billboard ad. We actually got a contract for a 20-foot tall by 60-foot wide billboard right on 95 going through Philadelphia. I'd say probably a couple miles up from the stadium. Now, for those of you that haven't purchased a billboard advertising before, you're looking at about $3,000 a month with a contract, and it was from a year to 3 years. So we did that, and we figured the phones are going to ring off the wall. Big mistake. Billboard ads work great as branding, okay, if you have a lot of money to be able to pay for that, but you still need to do a lot of advertising. So the billboard went up. I saw it every time I went down the street. Everyone saw it, but I was getting no calls. Ooh, okay. Being branding, when they see other things like your newspaper ad or your business card or whatever, they say, oh, you're the guy with the billboard. And we heard that a lot when I handed out my business card in restaurants or different business meetings. You're the one with the billboard. So they knew me from that, but that wasn't enough to get people to call. So as it turned out, it was nowhere worth, I guess, the investment for the amount of money that it came in. So I wasn't making it back. So some things you want to be careful for. If you have a great business and you still have a lot to advertise, a billboard might be good then. But it's for branding, not for immediate advertising. It'll get your name out there. There's still a lot of people down there that I'm sure that remember my billboard because it was a big fluorescent yellow sign, American School of Hypnosis with a stopwatch swishing. I wanted to have it in motion, but they said that would be too much of a distraction, $4.95. So a big stopwatch swishing, and you can see like the blurriness after it. So it was a beautiful sign. So again, you want to do things that are within your budget, but you want to do things that are in. YouTube videos, that's something else we got into. Matter of fact, we got into YouTube videos about probably 12 years ago when YouTube was just starting out. In fact, if you go on my YouTube site, you'll find that, as a link on our website. You go on the YouTube site and you go back at the beginning and see my first YouTube videos. They're nothing like these. Okay, you'll probably chuckle. They used to be kind of like film strips. I wasn't talking on them. It was just words kind of scanning and different visual effects. But it got our name out there. In fact, at the time, on the net, a web page probably had a ranking of, I don't know, probably on the 500th or 600th page, so people would never find us. We were buried. As a result of doing YouTube videos, that brought us all the way up onto the first 5 pages. In fact, I attribute that to one of the biggest things that got me on page 1. Now, if you punch in, hypnosis training, hypnosis school, this kind of thing, we usually have a listing right on the front page. Now, videos were really big back then. We were probably putting about 5 to 10 videos a week. Sometimes when we first started, we were putting like 5 a day on YouTube, and a lot of the, probably 6 or 7 of the other video platforms. Back then there was Google Video, which is out of business now, YouTube Video, which is not there now, and there was a few others. So we were like just kind of mass producing them and putting them everywhere. So you'll see how we're able to mass produce them if you go back and look at those. So in other words, we kept on researching and looking into so many different advertising methods that we finally found something that worked. In fact, we even had Raluca down in the city center of Philadelphia handing out business cards and little slips with coupons to everyone walking up and down the street, trying to get them to come in for sessions. So you name it, we tried it at one time. And that's why we ended up dividing our business into 2 parts. A lot of people don't even realize that, but we divided our school, our training and everything into 2 separate businesses. One is the hypnosis school, and the other one is the AIA, the American International Association. So the difference is the hypnosis school, okay, so let's imagine I'm wearing one hat, is to teach you how to be a hypnosis practitioner. It's to teach you how to do hypnosis, and you graduate with your hypnosis diploma. Now you know how to do hypnosis, but what about the marketing? The association, on the other hand, gives you all the benefits and the knowledge to know how to market it. So one teaches it to you, the other one shows you how to start a business, open an office, where to get leads, how to get them coming in quick, how to let everybody know about you, lots of branding methods, and even more importantly, how to expand your business so once you get going, you don't have to work harder, you can work smarter rather than harder by expanding into other things that could be making money for you while you're doing your sessions. In fact, we've even opened the AIA benefits to the general public, so you don't have to be a graduate of the American School of Hypnosis to join. And the reason for that is we want to help everyone to be able to get leads, to grow their business, and to expand into other things. We want to modernize hypnosis and help people to do the best they can. But what really gets me is for our graduates, once they graduate the ASH, the school, and get their diploma, They get a 1-year complimentary membership with the AIA. So they're getting it free for 1 year. And it amazes me. I could have had a V8. It amazes me how many people aren't signing up for it. And then I get phone calls down the road or emails saying, what can I do to grow my business? How can I build it? I wish I knew how to do this and that. You know, it's kind of like they graduate to school and they figure, you know, if you build it, they will come. They get to their office and they expect to see a line of people outside the door, and they open the door and no one's there. Well, there's a way to get them there, and it's called marketing. So now when you look back at that list before, when I separated it into 3 people, okay, there's a number 1 are the super successful people. That's why they're super successful. They're super successful because they're spending just as much time marketing as they are doing hypnosis. If you don't market, there'll be nobody to be able to hypnotize. And yes, that's the easiest way to go out of business. It's kind of like having a store. You have this beautiful store out in the street, and you have the newspapers up in the window while you're building the store and getting everything set. Your grand opening, nobody comes in because it's like you didn't take the paper out of the window. You need to advertise and let people know you're there. So number 1, the super successful are marketing. And we're going to skip 2, but number 3, the people that fail miserably in business just don't get it. They just don't understand or grasp the marketing principle. You need to market. So as you can see, I'm very passionate about this because it's so important. In closing, be successful. Learn how to market, whether it's through our AIA benefits or whether it's through your own efforts and doing your research, but market. It needs to be important in your practice. So to learn more about the AIA benefits, simply go to AIA Hypnosis, or you can click on the link in the description below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a great day. Bye-bye.